Welcome to Black Boss, where we highlight and celebrate entrepreneurship in the Black community. I'm your host, Michelle Forbes, and today I have with me owner and creator of Freebird 1985, handmade jewelry designer, Tierra Thompson. Hello.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Not a problem. Thank you for being here. Okay, it's good to see you.
You too.
Thank you. So, how would you describe Freebird 1985 and what gave you the idea?
So I would describe Freebird 95 as first and foremost like a jewelry brand. Started in 2015, kind of dibbling and dabbling in accessories because I love accessorizing. So originally just started with earrings, and then it kind of grew into people requesting bracelets. So I started doing those sorts of things, and then I also will do custom orders as well. I'm sorry, obviously I live in the city of Philadelphia, so you're going to hear cars zooming, zooming by. So don't pay that in mind. So 2016 officially formed my LLC to make it like a real deal, release my website. So an online business currently that sells handmade jewelry. Additionally, recently just started getting into some other products that want to kind of venture into new things. So now offer like crop hoodies, mugs, also some tote bags. So in the future, hopefully you'll see a little bit more from Freebird 1985. But that's kind of how it started, like my love of accessorizing jewelry to kind of express myself. And just the whole mantra behind the brand is be free to be you. So creating pieces that are like kind of funky and different, sometimes a little chunky. So people can express themselves through the jewelry that they wear.
Dope. And I feel like that that does come across in the style. Like I do enjoy the style of it.
I hope so.
Yeah, absolutely. What does the name Freebird 1985 mean to you?
So I am a free spirit. So that's the whole name behind Freebird 1985. And I mean 1985 is the year I was born. I know it's gonna be out there, but that was the year I was born. So kind of like, the Freebird spirit, the Freebird mantra that lives within me. And I hope that translates to everybody else, which is why anybody who comes across my page or has like supported me any sort of way, I consider everybody like free birds. So like I said, if you feel free to express yourself, like I said, whatever that is, whoever you are, it's one big happy world. And at least the way I look at it, just feel free to be who you are. As long as you're not hurting anybody, then be you, be authentic self. So that's the whole thing behind Freebird 1985.
I dig it. I like that. Yeah, I'm a free bird.
You are Michelle.
That's awesome. Okay. So I see you in many vending atmospheres. What was it like breaking into the Philly vending world, and how big of a learning curve was it?
So my first vending event, what was it? I think that was a curl event with my girlfriend from Philly Curls. And it wasn't that difficult. So she reached out to me. We have mutual friends, like family in common. I won't say it was difficult. I think the learning curve itself was just for me being an online business and then venturing into the world of like dealing with people one-on-one, which I do for my full-time job because I work separately full-time out of Freebird 1985. But when it's like your baby and your product, it's a little bit different and it can be a little bit scary. But it's a good thing because then you get to interact with people, they get to interact with the product, because that's one of the challenges that I come across as an online only business. Like people still support, like oddly enough, like I have a lot of supporters like out of state. So it's not just like a Philly thing. Like even though I'm really proud when Philly people do support, because sometimes that can be a thing where you don't necessarily feel like you like Philly's weird. Like we love Philly, but sometimes it can be a little bit like challenging to enter the space creatively. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But yeah. And I love Philly, but then I know how we can be sometimes when, outsiders are in our space. Like, so I get that. But the vending space, like now for me, like I love it. Like I said, I was at an event yesterday. I know you met Jasmine Stewart from Cultivated Bohemian. So I actually did my first vending event for her back in, I think it was December. We connected that way. And now we have an ongoing like relationship. It's not just like a business thing, but like I consider her like a sister in business, a friend. We'll chit chat outside of, Cultivated Bohemians or Freebird 1985. And she had a dope event yesterday and I went to that. So it's a good thing. Like I said, you get to connect with other business owners too. So I'm all about like, I shop all businesses, but to me, it's really important to try to spend my dollars in the Black community. So vending events, like I said, it's not only an opportunity for people to shop with me, but for me to explore other vendors and build relationships there and support them and they support me. And that's a big thing to me. Like even yesterday, like I said, there was other people that weren't planning on coming to the event, but because, you know, them and I have a relationship and it's just through social media or from another event, they came out to support another jewelry designer, came out to support me, Dainty Tassel. She's super sweet, super nice. I only met her through Instagram, like a week, like maybe like a week ago. We've been chit-chatting ever since. She surprised, popped up, brought me earrings. I brought her earrings. Like, we both do jewelry, but it's not a competition thing. And like, I love it. It's like everybody can win in that space. Another woman, she has like a vegan food business. She normally vends at Abaya Naturals in East Falls. I love her handmade soaps, by the way, and I support her business. But I met that woman there, Tawana, from going to an event there, and she was having food. I supported her, and then she came out to my event yesterday. So again, like this kind of this sisterhood, I love it. I appreciate it. And it's a great thing. So vending spaces to me are like a great thing. Like I said, not even just on a business level, but personal, like you get to fill your cup up with like that great energy, positive vibe sort of thing. So I love it.
Yeah.
That's a long answer. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I was about to say, because I like that you got into, you know, the fact that it's an opportunity to relationship build as well. Like, and I never, I guess I didn't really think of necessarily as that space, but of course it can be if that's the way you treat it.
It's not, like I said, because I think some people look at business like it's a competition thing. And yes, like you want to make sales, like that is important. Like you want to grow your business, but I mean, you also want to support other businesses as well. Like I said, and you never know, like I said, where those interactions may lead you. Like I said, and then you actually develop genuine like friendships and connections out of that as well. So even if it's not, like I said, a business thing, like sometimes like you have a support system behind you that can support you in other endeavors that may be something behind the scenes that no one will ever see. But that's important too, because you need like a tribe of people. Like, yes, you probably already have your own tribe, whether that's your friend and core family and friend group, but having those people in business as well that like have your back and kind of like have your best interest, and you guys can collaborate together and build each other up together is really important.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So you started out more so online than in the vending space. The vending didn't come before the online.
So vending actually came. So I lose track of time because all of like the pandemic and like COVID. And I had to think about like what the year is and all of that. But I think it was like late 2018. I entered like the vending space for like the first time. So like I said, it was mainly online and like word of mouth. And then I did actually through like social media, I used to sell my jewelry in a store in Atlanta. They no longer have a store there, you know, so that is what it is. But I actually sold in their space, in their physical store space. And then there was another young lady who was starting an online business in California, who was originally from the Philly area. And she was selling some of my jewelry on her website. But the actual like in-person stuff, like I said, unless I was at like a friend will request me to come out to like an event they were having, like I said, like an intimate set, like someone's house and like those sorts of things. The actual bigger vending space is, I mean, not relatively new, but obviously 2020 was like kind of like a blur for everybody. So like there was no real vending going on like for at least like a good 6 months. Like I literally had a vending event right before everything shut down. And then I didn't have the next one until Jasmine invited me to her space in December. So, you know, I think we're looking on the upside. So we're getting more of that. So, you know, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So I enjoy your jewelry style. It feels almost like bohemian. Like, but I guess that's that free part.
Yeah. So and that's another thing. So I started with like, originally it was just earrings, because like earrings were always just originally my thing. And then I find now that I'm actually shifting more towards bracelets. So now I'm trying to like find like a balance. And it also depends on like what I hear people like are requesting from me, or like people like request certain things. And I will say for me personally too, like for a while, I mean, for a few months, I felt like I did kind of get away like from like the free bird part of it. It was kind of like, okay, well, what do I see like people like, I mean, not necessarily that they need, but like people are requesting things of me. So I tried to not to fall too far in that rabbit hole and like lose myself in the process. So now I'm trying to get more back to that side. I'm not saying people don't love it, but I'm like, I don't want to be like everybody else. And I felt like for a few months I was in that pressure of like, okay, well, I see other people doing stuff like this, and like maybe this is what people want. And I'm like, and people do like it and enjoy it, but it wasn't authentic to me. So like I had to like shift like my mindset. And I think that kind of came with the pandemic too, and being allowed to work from home and sit more with myself and like the brand and like what that looks like. And now I'm finally getting back to more of that like, you know, Freebird style with that bohemian kind of fit, which is maybe why me and like Jasmine like kind of connect to like the whole bohemian thing. And it's like it's cute and I like it. But yeah, that's kind of my vibe. But I also do custom orders too. So if people ask certain things of me, like I said, I know that not my style is for everybody, so I don't take it personally. So if someone's me make a custom order, as long as it's still within my realm, I will do that for them. But even if it's not, I have other, like I said, jewelry maker friends. I have a woman on Instagram. Her name is Stacy, but her company is Just Beads and Things. I support her too. So like I said, even if I don't make it sound my style, let me think one of my sister friends. They can do that for you. I don't do wire wrapping. It's beautiful and it's great and I love it, but that's not me. So I'm not going to sit here. I would not do that to you and be like, just to make a quick buck, let me just do it. Because it doesn't I mean, not saying I couldn't do it. Like it takes work and it's a craft in itself, but it's like, that's not speaking to my spirit of like my style of jewelry. And I love it. And I've bought pieces like that, but for me to make, like, cause I'm hand making every single piece. So I'm not, you know what I mean? Like I want it to like, feel like it comes from a place of like love and an intention. Like, okay, so I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'll find you somebody who can, and they will be Black owned because I like Black owned businesses.
There you go. How about that? Which is a lookout. Absolutely. So, and you talking about, I guess, finding your own style, creating your own style. I guess, what was that process like? Was it just naturally you?
So in the beginning, again, it was kind of like naturally me. But then, like I said, some of the pressures of like, social media is like a world in itself of being like people wanting to like fit in or feel more like included. And like I said, even as a free bird, sometimes you feel that pressure of being like, you know what I mean? Like maybe this is too far left and I don't know if other people will like this. And now I'm kind of in this year of reflection being like, they don't have to, like, you know what I mean? Like, I want the customers like it. Yes, I want to be cute. All that thing.
But not everybody's gonna like everything.
Exactly. So it's like, to me, it's like you have to find yourself, which is, like I said, being authentic to you is the most important part. So finding that part of myself, like I said, it's a continual need to like recreate yourself because no one should ever remain stagnant. We should always be like growing. You know what I mean? Like, so there are points and periods where like you may be sitting like at this level right here, but the goal is to like keep growing, keep learning, keep exploring new things. And that's kind of where I am in my journey. Like I said, right now. I mean, you never know where it may take me, but that's a big thing for me too.
Okay, got you. So I know that you also mentioned getting into other products a little bit. So I was going to say you also have merch. How long were you in business before incorporating merch, and how did you know it was time?
So I first started with, again, COVID's going to throw me off. Time frame wise, 2019. I started with t-shirts. And just with the logo on it, so Free Bird 1985, and then like the mantra, be free to be you. Just wanted to, like I said, delve into another space. So I never saw it as being just jewelry, even though that was my original basis for Free Bird 1985. I had went back to school. I had graduated with my master's degree in 2018 from Philly, which is now Thomas Jefferson University, in global fashion enterprise. Basically the business side of fashion. And you have to do like a whole capstone project with that. So, and do my capstone project, obviously, like I already have my business, but how can I grow my business and what does that look like within the next 5 to 10 years, whatever the case may be? And I realized that at some point I would like to grow Free Bird 1985 into like a lifestyle brand. So it's not just jewelry, even though, like I said, jewelry is like my creative passion project, my baby. But what does that look like? Like I said, and it becoming more of like a household name and like people really enjoy it in like their everyday lives. Like I love jewelry, but obviously in the pandemic, we're not wearing jewelry every day. So learning to like shift and pivot your business, like I said, where there may be a different like need, is important to me. So I started 2019 with the t-shirts, and then went to 2020 with that. And then this past few months ago, like the end of 2020, I said, well, I was kind of like phasing out those particular style of t-shirts. What else can I do? I'm like, I love a good crop hoodie, and we're all, we're either home. I was like, no one's like really getting dressed out and going out for dinner. I mean, because I'm usually, I mean, there was nowhere for you to go. And if you were going, they weren't supposed to be open. Let's just be clear about that. So I'm like, but I'm like, I know me, like even before COVID, like I like to get dressed up sometimes. I've never been like a heels girl, but I'm more like casual, cute. So I'm like, so like even me is like black yoga leggings. And like I said, either a t-shirt, and I wasn't doing the t-shirts. So I'm like, let me do hoodies, because hoodies are still a transitional piece for spring because it gets cooler out and you can do all those things.
I love hoodies.
So yeah. So I was like, let me do a hoodie. I love a little crop because I like to be cute. I did like a little shimmy because I have a little crop top on now. I'm not gonna show my belly, no. But I like a cute little crop because even like I said, like I'm not like the thinnest of girls. I'm shapely, but I like to feel cute. So I like to show off my little shimmy every now and again. So like I said, it's nothing too risque, but it still gives the appearance like a very feminine like crop hoodie. Like I said, you have a little front pocket. I like that because I like to keep like my little keys in my phone and things for my chapstick. That's very important. I can't leave home without anything to moisturize the lips. And that was one thing. And then the mugs, I'm like, I had done mugs before, but I really like the glass mugs. I think they're really sophisticated and chic. And like that kind of translates into like, I've developed like a new, like, not like, I don't want to say like a mantra, but a new like feeling to evoke for Free Bird 1985, which is fine and free. So like, I want you to be free to be you, but I'm like, also fine, like we all fine.
Fine and free.
Ain't no, I'm saying nobody got to tell you you're fine. And you definitely already free because you're a free bird. So I mean, so that's what you'll see now on like the newer merchandise. Like I said, whether it be like the tote bags, like I said, I did like a jute tote bag. I love a good tote bag. I'm always in and out of the store, whether it's Target runs. I take it with me to do like orders. Like I said, I've even used it as my spend a night bag when I go to Boo's house. So I just think about things that incorporate into people like everyday lives, like if you want to go, like, I mean, like, I'm not like a go out all the time person, but like everyday life stuff, like people have to run errands. People typically like, I didn't drink out of it yet, but I have my coffee here, but I've also had like an evening cocktail. Like last week I had a week, I had a little tequila cocktail in my feeling. Cause even though I had a week, I was like, well, you still fine. Exactly. So have your little cocktail and I had water in my cup. So those are and I wear my little hoodie, like I said, and it's very, very, very comfortable. I love my hoodie. So like I said, I wear that even since around the house, not only out, but I wear it in the house as well. So again, just trying to transition more into those things, like still thinking about what comes next, but also being mindful as a small business owner. It's just me, what that looks like to being very like strategic about that and not kind of jumping in like head first into like, let me do all these other things. Like there's so many things in my mind, but being like, okay, well, these things may have to come a little later. So again, like I'm still a business. I still want to be profitable. I don't want to take a loss to see what that looks like and what makes sense for us right now and trying to grow. Me for growing business.
Awesome. I like that. I love the free bird concept. It's a good one.
I just because I never, I don't know. I think because, and I'm just going to get personal for a second. Like, I know you in a personal sense, like, you know, we knew each other from our teenage years. So, but I feel like I struggled with in high school and like, even in like college with like expressing myself. So to me, like to embrace that now. And like I said, I want other people to embrace that too. We live in a world that's very like judgy and I don't want people to feel judged. Like, I love the Lord Jesus Christ. I'm just going to put that out there, but I am not the determiner of people's lives and lifestyles. Like I'm not perfect. I sin, all of that. But again, as long as you're not intentionally setting out to like do physical or emotional harm to somebody, like I said, then I feel like everybody should be okay with just being who they are. Like you shouldn't have to feel worried or concerned or like someone's not going to see you for who can't. Life is too short. So that's like my whole thing behind it. It's just, so that's it.
No, I feel that definitely, that's a message that definitely personally resonates with me because that's the flag I stick my sand. The flag I stick in the sand all the time. That's his representation because I do believe in. I believe in people being themselves. I mean, I feel like the world doesn't function and be as colorful and cohesive when people aren't being themselves. I feel like when everyone is able to stand in their own power and light, things just come together much better. So the fact that you're able to take that concept and make it free and fine, and what's the free bird? What's the original?
Be free to be you.
Be free to be you. I love that you're sending that message, but you're sending it in a way that's catchy, that's fun to wear, that comes in color, that comes with.
Everybody's a little pop of color every now and again.
I agree. It really is. It's a beautiful message, and it's really a fun way of delivering it. So that's awesome. What is the most fulfilling part of owning Free Bird 1985?
I think the interactions with people. I will say that, like I said, even though like I do that in my full-time job in a completely different capacity, especially with like, I don't hate to keep saying like COVID, but this is the times that we're in, but like appreciating that, like I said, and meeting different people from all different walks of life, that's always been like interesting to me. So to like talk to people, hear their stories, like I said, because even though I'm just going to say jewelry, because that's like kind of like the main thing of what I do. Even though I sell jewelry, I think that a lot of people, and I'm not going to call them customers, fellow Freebirds, a lot of my fellow Freebirds, we have conversations outside of jewelry stuff. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, I don't have to know, like I said, there's people I haven't met in a different state. So I don't have to know you, but if I see you on Instagram, you're posting something and you're struggling, well, sis, I'm going to pray for you, or sir, I'm going to pray for you. You know what I mean? Like, or if you want to talk about, I don't have to know you, like, you don't have to share with me also because you don't technically know me, but I'm that type of person. Like, you know what I mean? Like, do you need something? Do you need anything? Like, how can we figure it out together? Like, you know what I mean? Or if, I guess, even as a fellow business owner, how can we troubleshoot this together? This is something I've gone through. Have you gone through it? I had, like I said, the woman from Just Bees and Things, like she called me the different advice about a jewelry situation, but she's also looked out for me and said, hey, there's a whole beading convention in town, sis, come on down. And we met up together. You know what I mean? Like, so things like that, I think that's the most fulfilling part for me. Like I said, it's just meeting people and talking to people and interacting with people. Like, it's just a loving space, especially in these times where you didn't see people for like months. You know what I mean? Like, building those connections, like I said, whether it's in person or even through social media with people I've never met, that's fulfilling to me. Like I say, just having a reach or impact in the world in that way and getting that love and report, love in and putting it back out into the world. So that is like the most fulfilling part, I would say, because even like I said, I do for my full time, it's the reach is different. You know what I mean? Because I have the business, like I have a whole separate business page, and now my reach or my access to other people and other things is different. So I think that's the most fulfilling part for me. Like, I guess I love the jewelry stuff too. Like I really love like creating, and that helps me like creatively build that sort of momentum. But I think a big part of it again is like the interactions that I can get from making the pieces, like I said, or sometimes getting feedback from people, and like doing that sort of thing is really important.
That's awesome. I feel like you're bringing your inside out.
That's what I try to do. Like I said, I feel like, I mean, this is like my like second like quote unquote like interview of them, but I feel like I want to talk more about like the interactions more. Like I'm like, but that's like it all is together, because to me, we all support different companies and different brands, but it's like I live off of and thrive off authentic experiences. So whether it's like I said, it's a personal thing or a business relationship, that it has to translate to me in some sort of way. And sometimes it doesn't, you know what I mean? It has to evoke a feeling in me. Like I'm very good on like big on like energy. So it's like that's important to me. So that's why I speak a lot about that.
Yeah, it comes across. I was about to say, like, I love what you're doing. I love the message. I see the vision. I see the community. I see the support. I see it being like, you know, a little slice, like you said earlier, the world can be very, very judgmental. And I feel like living in Philly, that like multiplies by.
It's like, and we're from Philly, so we can say that. But if you come from outside of Philly, don't you say that, because we will.
Don't do that. But you know, we could be a tough crowd in Philly.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy the message that you're pushing, but not only the message, but the community that you're building around it, and the authenticity in the community, and it being one that, you know, allows you to be yourself, and it being one that allows for your growth, because, you know, you have people there to support you and a willingness to do that. I think that's beautiful.
And I will also say this, like a thing that you mentioned about like Philly being tough, which is, I think, like it could be in the moment you're like, whew, my chest. But it will make you like, and not just Philly, but like life in general. So I appreciated the things and the life moments and experience that have made me tougher. And I like, even in the moment, if I'm like, oh, they just talking about my baby, when someone gets criticism, but it's like, if it's done in love, okay, let me think about that. Like I had like girlfriends, friends, like I said, even like customers sometimes will say things, give me a moment to process that. And that's a really great, you know what I mean? Like, but sometimes you just need a moment. But I feel like Philly breeds, like I said, all these creatives, and because there's tough circumstances, like I said, but it makes you adapt and grow. So that's an important part of like growing. Like you can't, if you've never been through anything, you know what I mean? Like we've all been through something. You have, you know, you grow and learn through that. So I think that's important too.
That actually brings me to my next question. I was going to say, what have been your greatest wins and losses? I always say in entrepreneurship, a loss is not a loss, it's a lesson, which is why people are able to continue in entrepreneurship and continue to thrive in entrepreneurship, because they truly believe that their losses are lessons. So what have been your biggest wins, you feel, or your biggest lessons during your journey?
So I would say, wins, I would say, again, connecting with other people in these spaces, because again, it's an online only business. It's important to me to build those interpersonal interactions and relationships. So whether it be meeting Jasmine from Cultivated Bohemians, like I said, meeting other people in different spaces and them saying like, oh, hey, can you come out and vend? Or building relationships. Like I said, the woman at Abaya Naturals, we're currently going to be talking about me maybe offering my products in her space. I think that is some of like the biggest ones. Like I said, it's through like the relationships that I've built. Like, I mean, obviously, like there takes some creative know-how, but it is a lot to manage a business on your own. Like it's a lot, even if you have like a small business, you have a staff. And then some people, like I said, have to add kids on top. Like I don't have kids, but like even this business within itself, like I said, and working full time, that's a lot. So to be able to do those things, like to me, this is a win within itself. We have gone through COVID-19 pandemic, where like I actually, which is several other like online business. Like I feel really bad for the brick and mortar stores that will suffer, but like as an online business, I thrived through that. Like, and like there was so much loss and so many sad things that happened, and like I would have never wished that on the world at all. But like it actually helped my business to grow. In addition to some of the horrific things that happened last year with Black Lives Matter, which have not just happened last year. Let's be clear, that's been going for a really long time. But I find this sort of unity and solidarity and people wanting to support, like where it's been, like I said, have I always been like so keen on supporting Black? No, because when you don't really know, you're kind of just like, well, I'm just going to Target. I want to like I still go to Target. I'm just gonna say that because I love Target. I mean, I'm not Walmart's not my ministry. I'm gonna say that. I'm not
hang you out here by yourself in this moment. I like Target too.
But when it comes to like when I'm like looking for gifts or looking for like personal things or one of a kind or handmade stuff, I try to support, like, not saying I don't support other businesses, I support other small businesses as well. So it's not that I'm against other small businesses of any other race, ethnicity, but it's really important to me to try to keep the dollars in the Black community, because that's the support, some of the support that we need. And a lot of the issues that we have is because we don't have access to resources because the way the system is set up. So that's important to me. So those type of wins to be able to thrive through a pandemic, all those sorts of things, like I said, just people start like knowing who Freebird is. Like now people are saying like, oh, okay, I saw such and such, and I knew that was Freebird, and I'm like, you knew that was me. So that's like, I mean, even though it's like it seems like it's just a small thing, that's a big thing to me, because it's like, well, people like will spot it and be like, that's Tierra Free. Well, people see me in the streets and say Freebird. Let's just say that. So I know how you're asking. I want to be introduced with a Tierra or Freebird. But people see me in the streets and always say like Freebird or Free Birdie, and that's like a good thing for me. It's like do losses wise. You said losses. You turn like I don't in the moment. Losses, quote unquote, stuff like they quote unquote are a sucky thing. But like you said, to me, if I don't think it's a part of God's long-term plan, that door just wasn't meant for me. So there's been times where like relationships were supposed to happen, or things people will talk about deals or let's collaborate, and I get excited, and then they don't happen.
Gotcha.
Those aren't meant for me.
Right.
That's what I look at. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and not that I wish that person any ill will or anything like that, or whatever the case may be. But there's like there have been times where I've gotten excited about things are going to happen, or the numbers don't work out. Because I know I talk a lot about energy, but let's be clear, we still have to make a dollar. We still have to make a dollar or two.
That's why there's business.
It is a business. And sometimes it just doesn't. Maybe we're not seeing eye to eye on that. So but I don't take it. Like I said, it's not my thing. Like I said, or somebody might want to do a collaboration. It's like our visions don't align. And again, I don't necessarily not like their business or don't want to support their business. It doesn't align with Freebird 1985. Like it's important to me to align myself with very like-minded businesses. So like I said, you could be selling the like jewelry like me, or you could be selling something completely different. But again, if I feel like your vision, your goals, like I say, again, you're our business out here and you're supportive of other Black people and you are love and light, let's do this. Your business can be a million times successful, but if it just, like I said, if it doesn't fill on my spirit or something just said, or Jesus says in my ear, it is, I don't know, it has to be like so I don't take it as a loss. Like that's in the moment, it seems like a loss, but long term, I think that God's plan for me, it is what it is. Do I know what that is? 100%? No, but I don't take it as like a loss. I just take it as like, it wasn't either meant for me at all, or it wasn't meant for me right now, because sometimes we all have to grow. And there's things I haven't learned yet. And God's like, you're not ready for that yet. Like, I'm not going to give that to you yet because you're not ready for it. But when you are ready, it will represent itself, and it may be greater and grander. And like I said, we're more equipped to handle it, because again, you have to be willing to handle the blessings that God has for you. Right. It's Sunday, isn't it? It is Sunday. So I don't go to church. I'm going to say, I love you. I don't go to church, but I'm like, oh, God is coming through today. That's what it is. It's the Lord's Day. Here we are. He's coming through. Let me send her a message.
I like that. But you know, It's a lot. It's a lot of what you're saying. Like, it's a really good message because I feel like that really is how life is. When you get caught up on the things that you feel have been taken away from you, or you didn't come in your space for a particular reason, you're resentful about it. Then you get resentful against that person. Like, I don't feel like that's a good way to travel through life. I think just
yeah. No, I was gonna agree with you 100%. Like I said, and sometimes, like I said, even when it's a thing where it's like I've done like not like competition, but you've like, we all like we apply for like there's business grants, all that sort of things.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else doesn't want. I'm so happy for you. I am so 100% like, yeah, I wish I would have won too, but it doesn't, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Sometimes that's not meant for you, or it's not your moment for you. Like I said, you never know, like I said, because you still build like a relationship. You never know what that is. But we do get, I do sometimes there's moments where you're like, maybe this isn't, but no,
Yeah.
take a lot out of it. Like I said, and you pivot, you readjust your plan, you think about it, you take a step back, you take a moment, let me reevaluate. And then here we are. Let's shift the game plan. Let's not cancel everything. Let's just move some things around a bit and see how we can navigate through this.
Right. I dig it. So, if you had any advice for a budding entrepreneur looking to get started, what would it be?
Ooh. No. Okay. So again, I would say like one of the top things on the list is being authentic. No one's going to buy whatever you're selling if it ain't you. So if you don't like, so it's like you can try a million times to sell. What is it like? Lead a horse to water, but you can't make the drink.
Make them drink.
Yeah. Along those lines. But if it doesn't translate, like if you're just out here, and like I said, the goal is to make money. Sometimes it comes through like, well, this is all I want to do, but there's no passion behind it. Right. If you don't have any sort of passion for it, then don't do it. Don't pigeonhole yourself into this spot because you're saying something for a disaster, because that translates. If you're not passionate about it, people will feel that. Don't do that. Beyond that, I will say take advantage of the resources and tools that are available to you. So, like I said, I had got my master's degree. Love the program. These bills, though.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you choose to go the school route, which is not for everybody, then financially prepare for that. Like I said, hopefully, like I said, undergrad, I had, grants and I didn't really have any debt. So that was different, but graduate school, it's a different ball field. But even outside of that, like I've taken Community College of Philadelphia offers like free classes for small entrepreneurship. So whether it's like accounting classes or like I said, how to figure out how to do like your LLC stuff, like they have courses for that are free and open to the public. And they also have like a small business program that you can apply for. And it's like a 12-week course. And I think during COVID, they shifted to like, everything was virtual, but you can apply for that and it helps you set up your business and get all the tools you need and get that started. And like I said, and even if, like I said, you find that maybe the program wasn't enough for itself, you get to meet other small business owners while you're there. So you're kind of walking through that process with them, which leads to my next point. Connect with your other resources are human capital. So it doesn't always have to be like, I need money, which money is a thing too. So that's we're going to put that on a little sidebar for right now. But relationship building, people resources, whether that's your tribe. I call my tribe my family, and I have like a group of like close 5 friends, my girlfriends, Candy, Leslie, Elsie, and Vicky. Well, that's 4 friends, but it's 5 of us together. That is my core group, and we are all in different walks of life. But that's important to me. It's very important. Like I said, whether it's constructive feedback, and support doesn't have to mean like people buy from you. Like they do support me that way as well. But sharing about your business, stuff like that, or people that can just give you a pep talk when you need it. So like I said, like one girlfriend, she's in HR, but I appreciate her because she's very like tunnel vision and like she's very goal oriented, where I'm more like create, like I like a good goal, but she helps me like plan those physical steps out. Tierra, what does that look like? You know what I mean? Like
I love that you said I like a good goal. That resonated with me.
Yeah, I love a good goal, but sometimes you're like, oh, this sounds cute today. But then when it comes down to it, it's like, girl, you didn't work on that goal today. You didn't do that. So she's really good. Like my girlfriend, she's really good with that side of it and being like, but here physically, I need you to write down what that looks like. What are the steps you need to get there? You know what I mean? Like, and I have my other girlfriend, Vicky, who has her own small business, the consulting firm LLC. I'm going to plug her because I love her. And she actually does like business, like therapy for like business owners and like consulting and stuff like that. So she's really good with that. But she's
Gotcha.
also, I'm supposed to tell y'all, she's also starting her own skincare business, Basa Body, so support that as well. But
Yeah,
she's a Liberian woman, and it's all natural products, and I love her. But she helps when I need those talks to be like what small business owners go through, because she knows that struggle. We have those intimate talks about like that sort of thing, because we navigate that space together. You know, so having your people around you, like I said, that could be friends or family or core group, that is important as a small business owner as well. So I mean, like I said, authenticity, I would say resources, people, and like I said, whether that be educational resources, like I said, there's community resources out there, like different community groups, putting yourself out there, networking, like I said, going into them community spaces, seeing how you can be of service and they can assist you as well. And just also, I would say like the goal setting is important. I know I struggle with the implementation of the goals. That is one of my struggles. I'll say that. Boundaries are really important too, like boundaries for yourself. So setting aside time for these things, to do these things, and also setting like boundaries for yourself, whether you can do things or you can't do things, and making commitments, obligations. I always say under promise, over deliver.
Okay.
If you over promise and under deliver, people remember that. But if you say this is what I can do, start with what you absolutely know you can do, and if you exceed that, then now it's like, oh, they did a phenomenal job. So those are just some of the things that I would say. Like I said, obviously you need like I personally fund my business, but there are, like I said, for my full-time job, because that's important to me. But that's not the ministry for everybody. So that's like I said, so your personal funding for your business may be, like I said, you may be able to, if you have like a business plan, you have to start there, at least something. I will say that. Have a business plan. So even if it's like a PowerPoint, it's a few slides, start with that. So that helps you get funding as well. So even if that's you're presenting to your mother in her kitchen, or you're presenting to someone at the bank to get a small business loan, or you're applying for a grant, start with your business plan so you know what your vision is in some capacity. Because if you don't know what your vision is in at least some sort of way, how do you expect it to translate to somebody else?
Right. And how are you supposed to get there?
Yeah. So that's all over the place, but those are just some of the tidbits and jewels that I would give to small business owners that are starting out. And believe, like, just go for it.
Yeah.
Like, don't go out there and do it if you just say, you know what, I'm gonna be LeBron James today, and that's what I'm going to start. Like, well, don't do that. Don't do that. But because I just want to be clear, because I don't want people, like, it's my thing is, like, I'm not going to say, like, we all say that to people, like, you could be anything you want to be, and that is true in some capacity. But I know that I will never be a brain surgeon. I will never be a neurosurgeon. I will never. So although I know I could be pretty much anything I want to be in the world, like theoretically, because I'm going to apply, I'm smart, I'm going to apply myself, I'm a hard worker. Also, just don't go completely left field.
Right. Yeah, I 110% agree with you. And I have, many other entrepreneurs that I've already interviewed that would say the exact same thing. You know, everybody who has had a business, they do it from, it's already them. Like,
create your own wave. Don't ride a wave, create your own wave. But in creating your own wave, also realize and respect there's people that are already doing the work that you do, so they can be helpful to you. So when you create, like I said, I make jewelry, Stacy makes jewelry, Bree makes jewelry, Wanya makes jewelry. I forget the other girl's name from 84 Gym. She makes, like, all these different people. I'm saying people, like I said, that sometimes I've never even met, but everybody makes jewelry, but it's our own thing. But there's also the issue with us collectively coming together and be like, since I see you and I support you, I'm still going to advocate for you. Your wins are, your wins are a win for everybody. Let me spread the joy to the world. You know what I mean? So even like I said, so you can create your own lane, but don't go so far. Like, I had to completely start from scratch. You can still call on other people that are doing it. You know what I mean? Like, no one's going to give you the entire blueprint for free. Like, they're not going to say, like, oh my God, I wrote this all out. But utilize the resources that are available to you. Like I said, build those connections and ask questions. Be willing to learn, because that's important too. Like, don't think that you can't ask a question, and don't think that when you think you know, you can always learn more. Like, because there's still so much more I have to learn. Like, and if you see where I've seen people where I've started, and it's like, instead we put them down, like, maybe you should do this. You know what I mean? Because like, I know where I started. I'm like, oh, that was not the best way to do that. But again, you learn and you grow. This is a better way. But it still may not be the best. So let me just keep
learning.
It's all trial and error too. It's trial and error. So
absolutely.
That's my
No, you killed that answer. I was about to say from many different angles, and I would agree with every single one of them. You know, I had a entrepreneur say the other day. What did he say? He said his failures was really just him learning how to not do things. So, and that's kind of the sentiment you just expressed. Like it's trial and error. You just now know not to do it that way.
I mean, it makes perfect sense. Like if you could see, I'm give you like one really quick example. So like I said, I started out with earrings, like I said, more so bracelets now. But even so, maybe like a year and a half ago, I decided to do like large, like stud earrings made from like vintage, like lucite material. But it's like putting like the earring backs onto the actual like earring. The glue I was first using.
Okay.
And it would take so long. And I'd be like, this thing just, and I will, if you know me, I will test something a million times before I put it out to it. Like, cause I'm like, ain't no way. Cause I know mistakes happen, accidents happen, but I'm like, I don't want nobody saying no shoddy mess that happened over here. Like, and sometimes stuff happens. Sometimes you'll buy a very expensive thing and stuff happens. You know what I mean? Like, I understand that. That's fine. But it's like, I won't do that again.
Right.
Like you said, I won't. Sometimes you're really sitting there looking like, oh, or something like looks really pretty. And like I said, the mechanics behind the scenes may just not work.
Right.
Like, and you learn. The woman from Pele Design, she's recently done these like affirmation earrings, and they're really nice. Like I said, I'm going to always advocate and support other people. And I guess she was with her design, it didn't really work out well. I think she does. I don't know if she does acrylic, but it's really pretty, and it's like almost like a mirror image, but it's just a circle. But however she was doing it, she realized that it was making them like easier to break, so she adjusted. She adjusted, and now she's redone the design. Like it's not completely different, but she added extra support for the earrings.
Yeah, the mechanics, right.
And she has like little ear savers that she does like when you're if you're wearing like a mask, but you're also wearing earrings, the little thing you put in the bag so kind of doesn't take the pressure off your ears. But again, based on feedback from customers, she said, you know what, this is a better design. Let me do this. So it's all about, like I said, being willing to like tweak things. Like, yes, it might be great, but then there might be a way to make it greater.
Right. Right.
But yeah, so I totally agree with the other entrepreneur. Like you literally will be sitting here looking like, oh, I won't do it again.
Yeah. It was another job.
I didn't know I should.
I was like for HD Arts. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was actually my last question.
Oh, okay. Well,
I appreciate you. Good.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Michelle. I really appreciate this opportunity. Like this is great.
No problem. I definitely enjoyed it. There's two things I need for you to do for me to think about. First thing, where can the people find you so they can support?
Okay. So, well, you can find me on Instagram. So I am free_bird_1985. Yes, that's long, but freebird1985 straight was already taken. On Instagram. I'm on Facebook at freebird1985 just straight. And then my website is www.freebird1985.com. But if you Google me, I should pop up because there should be no other Freebird 1985s. At least not, look, none that looks like this. Look at the face. Here I am. So, but that's where you can find me. So, or like I said, and sometimes I'll be out in the streets at these events, like, you know, catch me whenever you can. But I mean, reach out on social media. Like Instagram is probably the best way to reach me. I have a Twitter. I'm just going to be honest.
No,
I feel like that's not that's not my age category. I've tried it, but I've also asked my fellow Freebirds if if you're on Twitter a lot, I will revamp the page. And they said they're really not. So it's kind of like I'm on there, but the whole tweeting Twitter thing.
Yeah.
If you want to help us out, sure, I welcome that help. But most of the Freebirds that I know and I interact with most bases, they said it's not really good. So Instagram is probably the best way to find me. Free_bird_1985. That's me.
And the second thing is Black Boss tradition. I have all Black Boss participants say their name and then say that they're a Black Boss.
Oh, well, my name is Tierra Thompson and I am a Black Boss.
I dig it. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Michelle. We have to connect outside of this, so I'm gonna hit you up.
Absolutely. Actually, something you said intrigued me, so I'll be catching up about that later.
All right.
But you and Jasmine, though, I'm about to say I gotta come chill with y'all at an event because I feel the vibe.
Yesterday was like I said, it was like the first, obviously the first day of spring, live music, a whole band there. Like I said, Christine from Pothead Art LLC was there. She has like really cute like custom plant pots that she makes. So it was really a whole entire vibe. It was really great. Like it was awesome. And like people were out and in and it was we had a good time.
That's great. Please keep me posted. I was about
I
to say,
will.
and I loved interviewing Jasmine. You know,
Yeah. She's great. I love her.
she's such
She's
a dope
super,
spirit. Like,
yeah, she's so super sweet, super nice. Like I said, when you do like vending events, you never really know. And normally, like I said, it's not like her space. I love the cultivated human space, and it's intimate. So like generally, when you do like vending events, it's bigger spaces, so it's a lot of different people. So like normally, it's not you interact with people like right beside you, or like the person who's like holding it, but not like really in that type of environment. So to be with her and the energy to be really nicely and meshed up the way that it does was like really good. You know what I mean? Because it's a nervous thing too. You're in a space somebody is like close. You never know if it's gonna. But no, like I said, we vibe completely outside of that. Like love her little baby boy Kingston. That's my little Aries to my little twin spirit. So, but she is definitely dope. So I love her.
Awesome. Yeah, yep, definitely. We'll definitely come check you guys out at an event.
Yes.
But thank you so much for being here.
Joe, I appreciate it.
No problem. Please continue to do, what you're doing. I do. I see the vision. I understand, what you're birthing into the world, and also the community and the message that can be built around it. So I give you full, kudos on making it a lifestyle brand in the future and all of that. Because after this conversation, I do feel like a free bird. Like that's that's something that I resonate with.
You are a free bird. Yes. Claim it and own it.
That was something I resonate with. So again, thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Good rest of your Sunday.
You too.
So that was Tierra Thompson, owner and creator of Freebird 1985 handmade jewelry. Awesome. that was really fun. Actually, Tierra's known me since I was a kid, so being able to catch up again, even for that brief moment was awesome. Thank you so much, Tierra, for your openness, for your willingness to come on the platform, for your support of the platform. And I dig the Freebird thing. I feel like I'm Freebird now here. I love it. So please, guys, if you enjoy what you're seeing, like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. We are out here doing this Black Boss certified platform, celebrating and highlighting Black entrepreneurs out here as they should be celebrated and highlighted. So I'm just doing the part for the culture to get it done. That's really what's happening here. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Please continue to party with me on Instagram at blackboss_certified. Please check me out on YouTube at Black Boss Certified. Like, share, subscribe. And I'm also on Black Boss Certified on Facebook. So you know where to find me. Let's do this thing. You guys take care. I hope you caught a gem. Hope you caught a jewel. Hope you have a good one. Enjoy. Bye. Peace.